Everything all right? Hey?
Hey! You nearly ran
Everything
into
all right?
me!
Hey?
Hey! You nearly ran
All
into
right?
me!
Hey?
Whoa, whoa.
Ooh, it doesn't look like that. Fucking nothing again!
Hmm?
Hey! You nearly ran into me!
What was that?
I'll rip you to shreds, scum! I'll beat you to a bloody...
What was that?
I'll rip you to shreds, scum! Enough! I give up. I'll beat you to a bloody...
Surrender, you hear me?
Drop you...
Here you go. That's all I have. Now let me go.
Enough! I give up.
Fuck this. I'm not getting myself killed.
I'll beat you to a bloody...
Surrender, you hear me?
Drop you...
Here you go. That's all I have. Now let me go.
Enough! I give up.
Surrender, you hear me?
Drop you...
Here you go. That's all I have. Now let me go.
What? What?
Yes? Hmm? Yes? Hmm?
I'm not getting myself killed.
I solved your problem.
Ah,
No,
I should think not.
I meant the poacher. I found him, the fella Scarpered.
I'd rather see a... He might have just moved to... Or maybe. You're talking about whatever. If you say he's right. This poacher pisses me...
I'm ready. I solved your problem.
Ah,
Where does this... No.
under like a short way from here. Around Vidlac. The problem is, almost all the northwestern wood.
I get it. What should I do with it?
Same as... I know we have a poacher around here. If you can find him, cat.
Right. Find him. Is there anyone around here who...
Ask the tanner in the... Or even better, ask his neighbour. She'll tell you twice as much as...
Right.
From here. Around Vidlac. The problem is, almost all the northwestern
Right,
wood.
I get it. What should I
Thanks.
do with it?
Good luck. I know we have a poacher around here. If you can find him, cat.
Right. Find him. Is
What
there
did you
anyone
say?
around
You
here
giblet. Or even better, ask his neighbour. She'll tell you twice as much as...
Right.
Around Vidlac. The problem is, almost all the northwestern
Right,
wood.
I get it. What should I
Thanks.
do with it?
Good luck. I know we have a poacher around here. If you can find him, cat.
Right. Find him. Is
What
there
did you
anyone
say?
around
You
here?
giblet. Or even better, ask his neighbour. She'll tell you twice as much as...
Right.
Around Vidlac. The problem is, almost all the northwestern
Right,
wood.
I get it. What should I
Thanks.
do with it?
Good luck. I know we have a poacher around here. If you can find him,
What did you say?
you giblet.
Whoa! Come here.
Greeting.
I'm trying to track down a poacher who's hunting around here.
That's an important mission. But sorry, I don't know nothing about it.
I want to ask you something anyway.
Better me than the neighbours anyway. Especially Pavlik's old woman. Have you talked to her?
No, I haven't spoken to her. Why?
That's good. For sure she and her old man would tell you I'm the poacher.
They would?
That's an important mission.
Why?
Those Pavliks ain't very nice folk. Old Pavlik ain't too bad, but that wife of his... I don't know why, but all of a sudden she thinks I'm the root of all evil.
I see. I imagine it's not easy living next to them.
She and her old man
Still,
would
I'd like
tell
to
you
ask
I'm
you
the
a few
poacher.
questions anyway.
That's an important
Maybe you know something that could help.
As you like. Old Pavlik ain't too bad, but that
How's
wife
trade?
of his- It's going well. There's demand.
Who do you sell most to?
Depends. I take everything to Troskovitz, and there I see what's what. But the better hides go for fancy shoes and clothes. Things for the gentry and that.
Where'd you get the hides? From some suspicious fellas in the forest?
No, I ain't like that. I have an agreement with the huntsmen and their hands, who bring me what they hunt. But it's not that often. They don't bring much, and not the best stuff neither. More often they bring me hides from the village. They butcher animals and skin them, and everything is processed. I do the hides.
From some suspicious fellas. So you're a tanner?
No, I ain't like
Only a
that.
fool would
I
think
have
he
an
wouldn't find
agreement
hides
with
at your
the
place.
huntsmen and their hands. Indeed, trade's good. So I've got a lot of various quality and origin. I don't bother with envious folks. More often they bring me hides
Why did
from
the
village.
Pavliks hate you so much?
I don't know. But if Prague was to go up in flames, the Pavliks would run straight to the bailiff and swear it was me what did it.
Did you have some falling out with them?
Nothing I know of. We never talk much. I'm not the kind of fella that's at the centre of things. I like my peace and quiet.
Still seems odd to me, though.
You're telling me? At least you don't have to live next to them.
Have you seen any tracks left by the poacher?
I haven't. I wouldn't even know what to look for.
You know, animal carcasses, guts, a camp in the woods.
Ah, I see. No, I ain't seen nothing. I don't go walking in the woods much. At most, I go to Troskowitz for hides, or to the village here to the north.
Have you seen any tracks? I don't know of any village that way.
I haven't.
What's it called?
It's pretty far. I call it Upper on account of it being uphill. Ah, I see.
Have you any idea where the poacher might be hiding out?
God knows. It's all deep forest, so he could be anywhere. Maybe somewhere close to the game he poaches.
Yeah, that's good thinking. Do you know of any place like that?
Well, not far from here there's a clearing in the hills where we used to go to watch deer. But I don't know if any stags goes there anymore.
I didn't know that. If I can't think of anything better, I'll go and take a look.
But don't get your hopes up.
Thanks. Good thinking. That's all. Do you know of any place like that?
Well, not far from here there's a clearing in the hills where we used to go to watch deer. But I don't know if any stags goes there anymore.
I didn't know that. If I can't think of anything better, I'll go and take a look.
But don't get your hopes up.
Thanks. That's all. Do you know of any place like that?
Well, not far from here there's a clearing in the hills where we used to go to watch deer. But I don't know if any stags goes there anymore.
I didn't know that. If I can't think of anything better, I'll go and take a look.
But don't get your hopes up.
Thanks. That's all. Do you know of any place like that?
I'm here on Gamekeeper of Ostatek's authorization.
The gamekeeper, you say? What would he want from me?
I'm looking for a poacher in the area. Would you know anything about that?
Ah, I see. My wife can tell you more about that than me.
All right, thanks. I'll go and ask her right after.
Well, prepare yourself. She's got it all clear in her head from the first moment.
The tanner?
Like what?
Why is your wife so set on the tanner? Would you know anything about that?
She never liked the look of him. Besides, he was always kind.
Right, sure. And what do you think about the tanner?
He's an ordinary. He sells fine skins. I said to myself, but my past supplied everyone hereabouts with fish.
Do you think your wife's right about
I don't have to see a thief on him, but to answer your question, but even if it is,
You were talking about fine quality.
like all the others, I suppose.
And what do you
From the
think about
gamekeeper, I couldn't say for sure. I
certainly thanks.
Take care. I said to myself, but my past supplied everyone hereabouts with fish.
Do you think your wife's right about
I don't have to see a
Ostatek
thief
charged
on
me
him,
with
but to
rooting out
answer
the
your
poacher
question,
causing
but even
trouble
if it
round
is,
here. Have you seen or heard anything suspicious?
You bet I
the
have.
others, I suppose.
The tanner's the poacher.
From the
I've already
gamekeeper,
talked to the
I couldn't
tanner.
say for sure. I don't-
He had a feeling you'd accuse him.
Too bloody right.
Poaching's a serious accusation.
Are you sure he's the poacher?
I'm sure he earns much too much coin for an ordinary tanner.
That doesn't necessarily mean he's poaching, though.
He's rolling in poacher. He can't have that from honest work. Why else would he head off into the forest every other week? Eh? If it ain't him, it's someone in league with him. Someone who lives in Witch's Copse.
Witch's Copse?
There's a path behind our outhouse.
Necessarily mean he's
If you go along it for a while, you'll come to a cross in the forest. And north of that, there's this big clearing. And Witch's Copse is beyond that. Folk are afraid to go there. It's guarded by old pagan idols.
Interesting.
There's a path behind our outhouse.
Have you got any proof that the tanner is poaching?
Did you see all them hides? And north of that, there's this
The
big
tanner's
clearing.
a tanner.
And Witch's
So he has
Copse is
hides.
beyond that.
What of it?
Exactly. You saw he ain't afraid of putting them on show. Even buckskin. He knows if he puts them on show, nobody'll question it.
Proof that the tanner
It wouldn't be
is
so
poaching?
suspicious. But you know what I'd like to know? What's he got hidden in his workshop, eh? Apart from hides.
What of it?
Exactly.
Have you ever seen the tanner poaching with your own two eyes?
I haven't actually seen him, but I'm quite sure it's him. I just know it. I'll gladly confirm it, even to a judge.
I'm afraid that won't be enough when there's no material proof.
Apart from hides.
Where does your hatred for the Tanner come from? Have you ever
I
seen the
beg
Tanner
your
poaching
pardon?
with your own two eyes?
You come here asking questions, and you're impertinent to boot.
I'm quite sure it's him. I just know it. I'll gladly confirm.
I was only asking. Keep it to yourself then.
I'm afraid that won't be enough when there's no material proof.
So the Tanner does well out of his trade?
Does well. He's on the pig's back, and no one ever made that kind of coin out of tanning hides. It'd be a miracle if he wasn't guilty.
Or maybe he's just very skilled.
Skilled my arse, you numbskull. He's a puffed-up idiot, a botcher, and a bastard.
That'll be all.
Does
Thanks.
well. Be sure and check him out. And don't forget he's a crook. That kind of coin out of tanning hides. It'd be a miracle if he wasn't guilty.
I'll bear that in mind. Thanks for the advice and all the information.
You're quite welcome. Justice must be done.
And a bastard.
That'll be all.
Good to see you, my friend.
Thanks.
Be sure and check him out.
And don't forget he's a crook.
That kind of coin out of tanning hides. It'd be a miracle if he wasn't guilty.
I'll bear that in mind. Thanks for the advice and all the information.
You're quite welcome. Justice must be done.
And a bastard.
Good to see you, my friend.
Be sure and check him out. And don't forget he's a crook.
Quite welcome. Justice must be done. Good to see you, my friend.
Here's another camp.
There's nobody here now. I could take a look around the area, or just wait for the camper.
Here's another camp.
There's nobody here now. I could take a look around the area, or just wait for the camper.
Search. Search.
have to go back. I have to go back.
You silly mutt. You silly mutt.
Nice camp. All these hides and gutted deer.
Eh? Fucking hell!
Gamekeeper Vostatek has been looking for you.
What does he want? The garlic I harvest here?
He wants us to go and see the Troskovitz bailiff together.
I ain't going. I'd rather croak out here in the forest.
Nice camp.
So keep your distance.
All these hides and gutted deer.
Eh? Fucking hell!
Gamekeeper you don't seem to understand who you're talking to.
What does
I
he
didn't
want?
come here to talk shit about garlic.
I harvest here?
You're gonna listen and listen well. Because if you haven't twigged yet,
I ain't going.
I've got the upper hand here.
I'd rather croak out
Understand?
here in the forest. Fuck so keep your distance. All right.
We're going to see the bailiff. You don't seem to understand who
All
you're talking
right.
to. I didn't come here to talk shit about garlic. You're gonna listen and listen well. Because if you haven't twigged yet,
I ain't going.
I've got the upper hand here.
I'd rather croak out
Understand?
here in the forest. Fuck so keep your distance. All right.
Vostatek told you I might be bringing you some poachers. So here's one for you. He chose the forest round Vidlak Pond.
No, please.
It's too late for begging. You're for the noose.
Understand?
All right.
Vostatek told you I might be bringing you some poachers. So here's
Scum.
one for you. He chose the forest round Vidlak Pond.
No, please.
It's too late for begging. You're for the noose.
Vostatek told you I might be bringing you some poachers. So here's
Scum.
one for you. He chose the forest round Vidlak Pond.
No, please.
It's too late for begging. You're for the noose.
What's new in...
I was just visiting. He said he found more.
I've seen those.
That we found someone. I've been digging up bodies ever since that ban. And that's about.
That sounds interesting. What's new in...
I was just visiting. He said he found more.
I've seen those.
That we found someone. I've been digging up bodies ever since that ban. And that's about.
That sounds interesting.
God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends.
Greetings, Master Guard.
As do I, but ist einfach. The man on the house has no Geschmackssinn, taste. He was crunk as a lad, and since then, nothing. If you poured ash into his mouth, he would tell you how good it is.
Huh? You mangy mutt.
That seems like it would come in handy from time to time.
What's that you're doing?
The housekeeper had a stroke last
Surely
year
you don't
and
want to
was
break
completely
in.
verrückt. The
You?
other servants
Such a
don't
good
even have
soul?
to eat. More experienced guests have found all
Can I
sorts
help
of
you with
ways to hide
something?
the food. Some man called Johann living next to me, and he had a special code made just for these occasions.
I hope you're not going to be wandering around out
What
there
are you
all
doing,
night.
creeping about in the dark, eh?
Ich hatte Glück. Dogs like me.
Can I help you with
The
something?
one they have there is not in any better shape than the master of the house or the cook. The Hund gobbled everything up, and I looked like a satisfied guest.
I hope you're not going to be wandering around out there all night. Can I help you with something?
bless you, sir. You have a kind master, eh, doggy?
After all, I've got the best whip. Was möchtest du?
What do you have? Word about the prop.
That's too much. Sehr gut. I kenne. Danke. Das war ein gutes Geschäft, mein Herr.
My humble respects. What do you need?
Excuse me. I'm looking for someone. A friend of mine. The one who ended up in the pillory with me.
Loads of people have been in the pillory and...
You haven't seen him then?
Sorry, but even Bashka the Butcher ordered a jacket fit for a king, so no.
I'll have a look. Word about the...
More. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
Praise God.
God bless you.
I took care of that poacher. He's in the hands of the bailiff now.
Excellent. Who was this crook?
Some asshole pretending he was there picking garlic.
Lovely. Here's the reward I promised. And now I'll drink to it, I reckon. We can both have...
I think I'll leave that up to you. Is there anything more?
I don't need it.
And is there some other game?
Lad, the only but Nabokov. You can try him. Varel. Go and see him.
Where does he live?
Close to Nabokov. He's got a cottage on a hill in his eye. We're both having trouble with this ghost. So it might be worth talking.
Well, you got me curious.
I've got that sheep gut for you.
I hope you killed the poor creature before you pulled it out of its rectum. Or did you chicken out and buy it somewhere? Not that I care. Wait here a while and I'll make them strings for you.
I'd like to learn something.
What do you want to...
Shade far and wide. That's just it. Some noble was resting under it. Not for shade, but because it was pissing down.
They spend their wages at the...
I got those strings for you.
Ah, how the hills shall ring out in gladness to their glorious sound.
We'll fix the loot and head off for Kuttenberg, fame and fortune. All praise to you, friend.
Right. I hope that's all you need.
If only, Henry, old pal. It's just there's still one little fuck-up. Friend, we have a problem. The innkeeper doesn't want us to leave. Says Kuttenberg isn't the place for us.
Can you imagine? He who never set foot outside his village wants to block 2 free souls in their path to fame.
And fortune.
And recognition.
And under the skirts of town maidens.
Beast. In short, dear friend, you must have a word with him. You're worldly wise. He's sure to listen more to you than to us.
Hang on. How can the innkeeper keep you from going anywhere?
Well, you know, he's incapable of grasping that the artistic soul needs to fly as free as a bird.
Aye, he's an
Ignoramus.
Besides, we owe him a bit of coin.
Well, why don't you pay him back then?
That's just it. We'd love to. We could always scrape together a few groschen.
But it's not coin he's after. He wants us to work off our debt.
He lets you two drink on credit? How so?
Because he's a damn crook.
He knows we can't pay back our debt outright, but he counts every wretched sip we take and adds it to the burden we have to shoulder.
Well, why don't you just up and run for it?
And sully our honor? Never.
And also, the innkeeper would tell the bailiff and he'd come looking for us. We don't want to end up in the stocks.
Why do I have to be the one to solve it for you?
Because we don't have time. We have to concentrate on composing our songs, creating art. Art!
Believe me, friend, once we get to Kuttenberg and make a shitload of coin, we'll pay you back double.
Tell you what, tenfold.
I'll have a word with him and we'll see what happens.
That's the spirit.
Let's drink to that!
God bless you.
It happens. Just watch what... Good afternoon.
What's that supposed to be?
Yeah.
I saw you have quite a nice bull here.
Do you mean the white one? It belongs to old Olbram. Or rather, Olbram belongs to the bull. The old geezer don't have nothing else on his mind besides that bull of his. He barely even comes to the inn anymore.
Do you think Olbram would sell the bull?
Not for all the gold in the world, my friend. He even makes the farmhands guard the barn at...
Where did you say the lads who found the water goblin's treasure go swimming?
Near the pier, on the Rock Tower Pond.
I'm afraid I've got bad news. I found the lads, but they were dead. They drowned.
Christ almighty. I told them they should have returned the treasure. Those poor lads. Such foolishness. Thanks anyway. I'll let the Troskovitz gravedigger know. He'll bury them.
What's going on around?
Nothing, if you look...
I hear Michael and George...
A small debt? They owe me a whole heap of work, my friend. A month ago, I told them to dig a hole for shit behind the barn, and I'm still waiting. There's a privy there, but now it's full. The shit has nowhere to go but downhill. It's flowing down to the bathhouse. The other day, they promised that if I poured them a drink, they'd haul sacks of chaff to the barn. They boozed for free all night and swathed down sausages till they were as greasy as a cart axle. But that chaff is still out in the damp and rain.
Can't they just pay what they owe you?
It has nothing to do with the coin. Those two need to learn some responsibility. Damn their idle hands. Nothing can cure their laziness but labour.
So, haul some sacks and empty the latrine. And then the debt is paid?
Aye, but I'll bet my boots that even if those two miraculously got off their asses, they'd still manage to rack up another debt in no time.
What is it Michael and George have to do to pay off their debt?
Haul sacks of chaff to the wagon and empty the overflowing latrines. Once that's done, we'll be quits.
Couldn't someone else do the work instead of Michael and George? They'd just do a shoddy job anyway. You know them.
Well, they'd have to do it again then. I'm telling you. Until the chaff's under cover and the latrine's clean enough to eat out of, them two owe me.
No, you're right. That pair will have to get off their arses. Fellas, about those jobs you're supposed to do.
We? But, dear friend, we're artists.
Why don't you do it yourselves?
What? Surely you can't be serious.
You expect artists to grab hold of a shovel? But that's going against nature. We have to compose new songs now. Being a poet is hard work, you know.
Listen here. I'm not going to wade around in shit just because you're a pair of lazybones.
Troubadours, you meant to say. Poets? Who else would do it if not you?
I told you, I'm not doing it. It's your shit. You fucking muck it out.
And we took you for a friend. You're just
like the...
I'm fed up with being used by you.
If that's your attitude... Good.
Just look at what you've accomplished, thanks.
Well,
Such benevolence deserves to be repaid.
It's good of you to help us clean the place up. After all, it's the least we could ask of you. See, Michael? Henry's...
I knew you'd never leave us.
You won't be sorry. We'll pay you back.
What is it, Mike?
Paul Sa...
Fuck yourself.
This is throwing my back out. From my neck to my arse. Ugh, at least it's done. Oh, good grief. What on earth are they eating to shit this out? I should have ditched those songsters ages ago. The jobs have been done. Like you wanted.
But I gather from the stench you did it all by yourself. And those two dolts didn't lift a finger again, did they? Fuck. How is that supposed to drum the idleness out of them?
It won't. What can you do?
Nothing. The job's done, so the debt is settled, I suppose. Michael and George can go to the devil for all I care.
Thanks. I'm sure they'll be delighted.
Sooner or later, someone will wring their necks anyway. Not everyone will be as soft on them as me.
I've squared things with the innkeeper. Your debt's been settled.
Our saviour. We knew you'd support our artistic souls and save our mortal bodies.
May your name live in glory.
Your glory shall be sealed by the song we wrote for you.
Oh my God, what have you done?
Fuck yeah. For you and about you, our hero.
Definitely not going to sing those words, right?
Which words?
You know exactly
I'm
what
just joking. Right, you ready?
Can't tune the strings.
You've got one job. Good? Right.
When it seems you're out of luck,
There's just one man who gives a fuck.
a friend who'll never leave you stuck. Now who can that friend be?
Well?
Ludiak?
Henry, our hero Henry, the fellow who helps his fellow man. Henry, reliable Henry, he gets the job done the best he can. Oh, oh, oh. Watch out, here we go. Oh, oh, I can't hear you in the back.
When you want to string your lute and trumpet with your bag drum,
who will pull a sheep gut out through the creature's rectum. Oh, Henry, we thank you, Henry, the fellow who helps his fellow man.
his fellow man.
Henry, let's drink to Henry, he gets the job done the best he can. Yeah!
So, how did you like it?
Weren't we fantastic? I tell you, that loot really gave it a punch.
I'd say we were incomparable. Chi la dura la vince. You can't keep a good man down. The world awaits us.
Awaits us with open arms.
It was quite interesting.
Interesting?
I mean, I never heard anything like it in my life.
Ah, you want to say new? New and original?
Yeah, that's it. Definitely original. Maybe a bit too much.
Ha! I knew you'd like it.
Dear Enrico, thank you for everything. It's time for us to shake the dust of this God-forsaken place off our feet and seek our fortune in the big wide world.
Kuttenberg, here we come!
New life, here we come.
Now, hold your horses, fellas. What about my reward for everything I've done for you?
We've already paid you back, my friend.
Didn't you hear the ode we wrote about you?
Look, that's all very nice. But what about some coin?
Please, Henry, don't be so base. No gold in the world can match the luster of our velvet voices.
Just wait till that song about you makes the rounds. You'll be so famous you'll have to fend off the women with a pitchfork.
Besides, you've gained the most valuable thing in all the world. Friends.
Farewell, friend. And thanks for everything.
God bless.
Same to you.
One beer.
Kuttenberg, where the roads are paved with silver.
Where the beer flows like water.
Where the citizens spend their time discussing poetry instead of base labor.
Where women are beautiful and loose.
And so clever that talking to them is a balm to the soul.
Oh, aye. Body and soul wrapped in one lovely bundle.
Drink up so we can hit the road.
How can I help you today, friend?
What's going on?
Nothing, if you...
The mill?
Yeah, the place by the Girovka Street.
What then? Has the water sprite been up since mischief again? I'll go and say that.
How's it going?
Davon hätte ich gern noch mehr.
Greetings.
My body.
Certain.
I've heard the girls.
My girls know how.
Well, I really need.
Excellent.
Let's talk.
Certainly.
How's this?
Now that's great. My.
Phew. I always get hungry after a fuck like that. I'll go and find something to eat.
What would you like?
I'd like to.
Certainly.
I need a hot.
Excellent.
I'll gladly.
Excellent. Ave Maria.
Good day to you. I'd like to.
What are you?
You silly doggy. What are you here?
What's going on?
Siegfried the herdsboy was here. He was complaining that wolves keep taking his sheep. And that's pretty much everything.
Thanks, innkeeper. What's going on?
Enough if you...
Good boy. Good boy. Look what I have for you.
Good to see you.
God be with you. I'm looking for the Takeoff blacksmith's cart. Have you seen it?
Loads of carts come past here. There's going to be a wedding and they need supplies. Try asking Captain Gnarly. He keeps an eye on supplies. He'll probably be in the courtyard.
Thanks.
And watch yourself when you go into the courtyard.
Why?
We've got some wedding guests from Moravia. They're in pretty high spirits. It's still a while to the wedding, but them gents is already getting into the swing of things.
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour."
Hey! You alright there, laddie?
Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Samine is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck what you frae. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yurko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that. Now you're gonna die!
That did you dung grabber?
Stop fighting! Shame on you.
Come on. Oh, you wee
What in the devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse with a ribbon in your hair. screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What a bit that way.
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Samin's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing a dozen geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yetchin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no need to imagine the worst right off, Gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yurko is shit-faced, and your son...
The older has work to do. All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir. So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah. I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No, that's not how I meant it.
Take it easy, son. I'm only yanking your pizzle. So, do you know what to do? Or have you got any more questions?
Actually, there is something I'd like to ask about. This Yurko and his mates, who are they?
They're Lord Samin's kin. They're fine as long as they don't get too much booze inside them.
Only they're from Moravia, so they're never far from the booze.
But what can I tell you, lad? Each to himself. Besides, they stick with the family when push comes to shove. And you can't say that about everyone.
And you, sir? What is it you do?
Well, son, I wonder if I haven't made a mistake about you.
No, I just meant, what exactly is it you do?
I'm the captain here, and I'm sure. As for my name, it's a nickname. Lord Samin's, when I joined his service as a young fella, I took my gnarly club with me. Wouldn't use anything else. I was used to it. And more than once helped me to, well, I broke many a hard skull with it. And it's still in one...
You're lucky you didn't turn out to be Captain Knob.
Or Captain Headcracker. You're right.
I'd like to go and see that wedding.
Wouldn't we all, lad?
Well, I heard Lord von Berghoff will...
Son. Anyways, you're Radovan's hand, ain't ya? He'll be come. Stick with him.
We should probably get going.
That we should. But it's as dark as sin. If you want, stay here.
Good to see you.
God be with you.
Greetings.
I need to get my...
As you wish, but it will take...
What if I offer... It's just a... Do you accept that?
That works.
Here you go then.
Now then. All finished. Those hooves gave me a hard... Oh, excuse me.
At your service, sir. Don't get ideas. I wasn't at my best.
You've got quite an unusual accent. Where are you from?
Can't you tell? From Znojmo in Moravia.
Well, you don't like it here.
You see any vineyards and bonny lasses? More the other way around.
You're related to the Semi.
Aye. I wouldn't be here otherwise. It's not every day.
Twice removed. But that doesn't matter.
Who cares? There'll be a good old shindig, that's all that counts.
You're a long way from Moravia.
My pa holds all his kin in high esteem. We were at a wedding in Rottenburg last week. Before that, it was a bairn's christening. That's all I mind. I haven't been home for 6...
Why don't you want another...
Why would I want to strum?
Is it your custom to beat up
Envoy or no? When that's fair...
Well, no. It's not a custom where I'm...
See? I learned...
Good doggy, good boy.
Good day, sir. Looks like you don't even want to play. The last time I was watching, a farmer lost his breeches and his boots.
Careful.
I'm ready to set out, sir.
All right. Stay close to us and don't go wandering off.
As you say, sir.
Where will we start searching, sir?
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us...
Right, sir. Come with us, son. Troskovitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Very good, Captain.
What do you think about it, Captain?
I know you told me not to jump to any conclusions, sir, but I can't help myself. Someone's running rampant around here, sir.
I know who's running rampant. Yurko in the cellar. We're out of wine again. I knew this wedding wouldn't be cheap, but I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. And the bailiff, the bride's father, you get more blood out of a stone than coin out of him. And then he behaves like I shit golden eggs just because I'm a noble. Even though he's got more coin than me.
Such are the times, sir. But that Yurko, he's going too far.
You know how those Moravians are. It's in his blood.
Aye, I noticed. But they're getting too much to handle. Him and his cronies. They started on young Henry, soon as he set foot on the courtyard.
What? Is that true, Henry?
It was nothing. Just a bit of a friendly brawl. They clearly had a skinful. I can understand it.
Well, I've sure as hell got no understanding for it. I hope they didn't hurt you.
Young Henry here gave Yurko a nice hammering.
Oh, that's no surprise. The fella can hardly stand upright most of the time.
You'd have to get up early to catch them sober. But they wasn't that drunk as to give Henry an easy fight.
Look here, lad. If you're such a champion, I'm sure you'd accept the challenge of an old man like myself.
It would be an honor, sir.
Excellent. Not afraid, eh? That's what I like to see. There's an abandoned pen along the path a bit. We'll stop off there and see what you're made of.
All right, sir. If you'll excuse me, I'll explain some things to the youngster here first. Wouldn't want no accidents happening.
So, we're here. Gnarly, tell the youngster here what's what.
All right, son. You're going to fight Lord Sameen. It'll be an honorable fight, so you better act accordingly. Hold on, Mo. I'll give you some gear for it.
What weapon will you give me?
What would you like?
Sword?
Don't get ahead of yourself, laddie. A sword belongs in noble hands. You can have my cudgel. It might be just a stick, but it's my stick, so careful with it.
Thank you, Captain.
Save the thanks, and get your arse into the pen.
So, young'un, are you ready?
All right, let's do it. Henry, come here. I want to tell you... What do you say, son? Whew. You really gave me the runaround.
I'm no spring chicken, but I'm as spry as ever.
God's truth, sir. You didn't disgrace yourself, but I can see the young'un has spirit. Anyways, you can keep that old junk, Henry. Even my cudgel. But take care of the old fella. He might be just a piece of wood, but he saved my arse more than once.
I will, Captain.
And since you won, I've got something else for you as well. My shield.
Isn't that a bit too much, Gnarly?
Sir, my left shoulder's fucked anyway. I can't carry no shield.
True enough.
Thank you.
Come here.
Ah, I needed that. It's good to stretch the limbs every now and again. And you're pretty handy, youngster. You should come to the courtyard, and Gnarly here will give you a good education in the art of the sword.
I call it the art of not getting skewered as soon as you step foot outside the village. But do come, Henry. We've got a nice arena in Sameen. It ain't no abandoned pig pen.
You can't always choose your battleground, Gnarly. Whether it's a pig pen or an arena in Karlstein, it's the performance that counts. And while we're on the subject, where are you from, lad? It's clear you're not from Trotsky.
I'm from Silver Scallis, sir.
Aha! Now I understand why you're here. You're not the first one to flee here from the war.
I don't flee from a fight, sir. I have work here, and a lot of scores to settle.
You want to get revenge for what happened back home? That usually doesn't end well. You'd be better advised to find yourself a well-built girl, build a cottage, and visit the church and the tavern in turn. There's no helping the dead anyway.
That's nice advice, sir. Only women will tie you down, lad. Better to go and see a bit of the world. You're doing the right thing.
What a knack. Boy.
So, we're in Troskowitz. What now, sir? Should I go to the bailiff and ask if he might have seen someone?
Well, that makes sense. But the young fella here should do it. If the bailiff sees you, he'll guess I'm in the village and come and bother me. And I'm really not in the mood today for any bombardment of complaints.
I understand, sir. All right, Henry. Run along to the rat house and inquire about that wagon.
And Henry, not a word about me. Are we clear?
As you wish, sir. Master Bailiff, can I ask you about something?
Ask away, by all means. Wait now, aren't you that lad who's helping Radovan in the forge?
Yeah, that's me.
I heard his hired hands went missing.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
Ah, I was thinking they were driving awful fast with that cart.
You saw them?
I did, a few days back. They raced through the village in the early evening so fast, they were dropping sacks of charcoal.
Where were they headed?
Towards the east. To Apollonia on the road to Yichin. And you're looking for them?
I am indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. I heard there were goods for Semine on that cart, and I can do without that kind of trouble now, on account of the wedding, you know?
It seems you have a lot of concerns with that wedding, Master Bailiff.
Of course I do. I'm the father of the bride, after all. Although not everyone sees eye to eye with me. Lord Semine would be happier if I paid all the bills and left all the decisions up to him. Who's invited, what there'll be to eat and drink, entertainment, everything. It's not like I have a burning desire to deal with it, but if I'm going to pay for it...
I understand. But isn't it just that the groom's family is more concerned about these things?
That's not it. I'll tell you what it is. It's because Lord Semine is a noble and I'm just a commoner. Only I've got coin. While he's trying to keep the wolf from the door in that piddling estate of his.
You're right, Master Bailiff. Don't worry, though. People will find out you spared no expense for your daughter's wedding.
Let's hope. More like that old miser will go around saying the opposite and put me to shame.
I don't think Lord Semine would do that. Do you know anything about Radovan's hired hands?
Only what I've told you. But to tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind if they never turned up again.
Why is that?
Well, they might look like butter wouldn't melt. That pair have...
That'll be all.
God bless.
How are things, Master Scribe?
What would you like to hear? I don't spread gossip.
Well, Troskovitz isn't exactly a small village. People are probably doing well here, eh?
And why shouldn't they be? The war has avoided our region so far. I think we can especially thank our lord, Sir Otto von Burgau, for that.
And what's your lord like?
Von Burgau? My goodness, he knows how to keep order, just like his Chamberlain Ulrich. Though, sometimes it's not so easy with him.
Who's this Chamberlain Ulrich?
Ulrich von Schaumburg manages the estate of Sir Otto von Burgau. You see, as the royal chamberlain, so Ulrich is...
Are you from here?
No, I'm not. I come from nearby...
So what are you doing?
The plague. And the plague took most of my relatives to their maker. Bailiff Thrush offered me a good position here.
Show me... I'd like to do something... What would you say?
That's all. Aye. Pleasure doing business. Take care.
Well then, young man, how did it go?
They were spotted here, sir. Going to the east, towards Apollonia.
So to Yitchin? The bastards! And what about my goods?
Oh, they were driving so fast, it was falling off the cart.
The thieving scum. Let's hurry. To Yitchin!
Sir, I can send a message to the Yitchin captain of the guard.
Oh, it'll take too long. We'll go and get them ourselves.
You'll be missing preparations for the wedding at home, sir.
I will. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. If I have to choose between riding to Yitchin and listening to Dorothy's endless fussing, I'll take Yitchin any time. Besides, there's a nice inn along the way, the Three Cats. We can spend the night there.
I remember that place, but I'm not sure, sir, if they'll let the two of us set foot inside the door.
Oh, gnarly, that was 15 summers ago. God knows if the place is even still standing.
True. Still, we'd better keep our eyes peeled. They might not have gone to Yitchin. They could have turned off somewhere. Or something could have happened. They might have been ambushed, maybe.
Will you give over with that? I'll bet my brains they weren't ambushed. More likely we'll find them boozing at the Three Cats.
That'd surely be the best outcome, if that old dive is still standing.
What an
Let's go, then.
old nag.
So, St. Anthony, which way now?
While you're praying to the patron saint of lost things, go and have a look along the road, Gnarly. And you, Henry, have a look to the left.
All right, sir. But don't forget, my eyesight ain't what it used to be.
Well, that's what we have the youngster for, isn't it? Off you go.
A sack of charcoal? That could have fallen off the cart.
Found anything, lad?
There's a sack of charcoal lying in the ditch to the left of the road. The bailiff said they were driving like the devil, so maybe it fell from the cart.
Oh, that makes sense. To the left it is, then. Gnarly! Back here!
Good.
We're getting close. I can feel it in my bones, sir. You'll have the car back in no time.
I just hope we find the horses, too. Yarmilka here ain't the youngest, and I wouldn't want to drag it back home myself.
A nobleman in harness. We ain't ever had such a spectacle in these parts.
You might get to see it soon enough. The lords in this country have all gone to the dogs. Every lowborn with a bit of coin builds a house in Kuttenberg while we live in squalor. Why do you reckon that is, lad?
That's a tough question, sir. But nothing happens on God's green earth without his will. If that's the way God wants it, there's nothing you can do.
None of this would be happening if we had a king. And I mean a real one, not Wenceslas or Sigismund. Oh, anywhere that's not ruled by a strong hand, all sorts of things go wrong.
Especially when you've got Moravian relatives eating you out of house and home.
Oh, hold up. This is strange. I don't see any cart tracks. What do you reckon, Gnarly?
I'm blind as a mole, sir. But it's all peculiar right enough. Where the hell could that cart have vanished to?
Well, that's just it. They had nowhere to turn off.
I'll look up the road a bit. And you, Henry, have a look back along the road. Maybe it fell in a ditch somewhere. Who knows?
Very well, sir.
Blacksmith's cart. And someone went to a hell of a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Hey! I found the blacksmith's cart! Come here!
Well, now, here we have it. The blacksmith's cart.
And someone went to a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Of course, the goods are gone. The bastards hauled it off to the rocks. That's clear. Well, we can't let them get away with it. We'll carry on, but on foot. My old Yarmilka would only break a leg there. And keep a sharp lookout. Something stinks here.
I told you, they got ambushed by them bastards that's on the rampage around here, sir.
Oh, be quiet. I still can't be sure of anything.
Ah, Apollonia. I spent a lot of time
Apollonia.
around here as a young lad.
Marika was headed somewhere around here. I could have the dogsmith for a scarf.
God's truth.
Maybe he'll lead me somewhere.
I ain't got only good memories of it. One time, got my legs stuck in a crevice a bit further on. Trapped there all night I was, shitting myself with fear. It wasn't till morning that the folk from the fortress found me. The whole of Sameen was out looking for me.
See, at least you came here as a kid. It still gives me the creeps here.
Why's that, sir? It's just some rocks, ain't it?
You'd sing a different tune if you'd had the rope maker's wife as a nanny when you were little. Now, she had some tales about this place. Headless horsemen, goblins, and white ladies. Every night, we'd gather by the hearth. The old woman would sit at her spinning wheel telling stories. I'll tell you, Captain, there isn't much I'm afraid of. But when that blind old crow was croaking her tales of devils and holes to hell, with the fire crackling and the wind whistling outside the windows, and
Listen.
there, I hear it.
There's somebody there, sure enough.
Let's get closer.
Don't start again. I'm trying to tell a story for amusement, not listen to your supposedly educated claptrap.
What do we do now? I heard more than two voices.
I used to clamber around here as a young lad. The girls from Slattergo used to come make a fire here and jump over it. And so's their underwear wouldn't catch fire. Sometimes they'd take it off.
That's nice, Gnarly, but I don't think it's scantily clad maidens we'll be running into here. So what's that got to do with anything?
Well, there's a nice view into the gorge from up there. We only have to go back a bit, then we can get up there nicely.
Right. Henry, what are you waiting for? This is just the kind of thing we took you along for.
Sure, sir. With a bit of luck, there might be some girls there, too.
I could do without girls with voices like that. Now get going.
I stumble with a priest. And whose name is really, don't you?
For a wench, he's got a miserable pair of tits on him.
Those definitely aren't the blacksmith's hands.
You don't say. You really saw that?
I'm gonna bash your face in.
He's had it all.
You should have fucking stayed out of it. Move, lad! Yeah! You let him on nicely. Stop dawdling!
Oh, this day took it out of me, and no mistake.
And it ain't over yet, sir. Your goods ain't here.
Hard to say, but I don't think it was...
Me neither. But right past...
You think this was a patrol?
It makes sense. But I don't want to go as serious.
Yeah, well, you were right.
I am.
I thought we had everything clear, then, sir. You tried to fuck with me, so until we ride out, you're gonna stick right there and keep your mouth shut.
We did everything you asked. We got the blacksmith cart and the goods.
Horse shit. You tried to fuck me. That bastard cousin of yours owned up to it.
It was his idea. I wanted nothing to do with it.
Make no difference to me, Venser. You vouched for the crooked fucker. So now, it's on you. Actually, you could consider yourself lucky. If you hadn't saved my ass that time in Colleen, I'd have goat ear skin you alive.
Bastards. You can't trust anyone in these parts. Get ready, Gnarly. We are going to parley.
Like that time at the Shani, sir.
Yes, exactly.
Only there was more of us that time, and less of them.
Oh, don't worry, there won't be a problem. They're just common thieves. Besides, I'll take young Henry with me.
What, me?
And if they're still feeling brave, you get to try out that new plaything of yours. Ahem!
Gentlemen, I'm obliged to you for looking after my goods, but I'll take them back now. Just hand them over, and I'll let you go.
Oh, you must be from Samin, sir. Well, of course you can have everything back. Just as long as you ask nicely, eh? Well, how about we do things differently? You lay down your weapons, and we can all have a nice little chat. I mean, I don't intend to go murdering local lords. I just want your coin.
That's very noble of you, sir.
What are you gaping at? At them!
You're in for an arse-kicking, you piece of shit!
Slice him up! I'll be done with you in a flash! Bash him on the head! It'll be over in a jiffy.
Go at him from the right.
Yeah,
Don't spare him.
Fuck you!
Another one. We'll finish this quickly. You're no match for us, fucker.
They got what they deserved, the fuckers. Henry! Hey, Henry! Are you listening? Come here!
What now?
One of them bastards fled into the rock.
But they'd taken him captive.
Are you deaf? They took him captive because he wanted to drive off with the low. They were in cahoots. And they deserve the same.
Did you see which one?
No, I had up.
And what punishment can he expect?
Now listen up, Henry. We don't. And if you promise him anything else, you'll be lying. Don't forget.
I'll go and track him.
Great.
Well, who's going to stop me?
The law?
I can't see any law here. But I can see lots of crows that will enjoy feasting at you. Crows can't talk.
You never know. Word always gets out. People were already saying stuff about you. They never expected you to let your son know.
Practice the bailiff.
Bailiff or not, his family's common as you. And then there's the thing about money. They say you're hard up.
You really do want to hang.
I didn't want to nick the car, honest.
I've got you now, Venser.
Well, why the fuck would I? Besides...
One-on-one, yeah. Even if the noose is waiting for you, it's still a more pleasant death than getting your head smashed in with a rock. And believe me, I'll do it if there's no other way.
Fuck! All right, I'll come with you. But you'll put a word in for me.
I might. As long as you don't try anything.
Promise me.
I won't promise you anything. Now, come on.
I've got a prisoner for you, sir.
Excellent. It all worked out quite well in the end. Gnarly will take care of this scum.
What about Gules?
He caught a few good hits, but he's alive. We'll take him with us. I need to have a strong word with him. You did a good job, youngster. You've got heart. And so you don't say I had you clambering over these rocks for nothing. Here's something for you.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me. You deserved it. And now, let's get that accursed cart back to Sameen. Want to ride? We'll go via Troskovitz. We can drop you off there, and you won't have far to Tarkov. You ought to report back to Radovan.
Could you wait a while?
All right, but I was happy to get out of Sameen for a while.
Here, Matt. Search. Oh, no. Someone must have walked this way badly injured.
You must be Marika.
I? Did Odette send you? I was hoping he would not find me so quickly. Well, at least he sent you and not my prala.
Your brothers? What?
They take after Dad.
The Voivod's worried about you. He sent me to find you.
Now he worry you.
What should I...
Yes.
So tell me what...
I ran away. My father wanted revenge for the insult to his honor. So my prala went after
Who insult...
The villagers. When me and Bohush start courting...
The Voivod himself wanted you to get married.
That is what we do. When a chavo and a chai start something, the chavo, man, must marry the girl.
So you ran away from the wedding?
Well, Bohush would not be against it. And his mother and village people laughed at the messenger, sent him back with Voivod get mad and my prala then left him in the forest.
That's not what the Voivod...
I think he's ashamed how far it...
Why don't you go back and...
Once threat flows, it is hard to stop. The people from Samin want to rid of the camp. The Voivod would like to punish, and he never asked me how it is really. As if men should work it out. No, I...
What now? You can't...
He would surely have relief for at least a while. Can you please go and see my mother at the camp? She might be able to help. She knows her...
I think I can help him myself.
You?
Don't worry. I've treated...
Well...
He mostly needs clean bandages. And some ointment for the wounds, made from comfrey and marigold. Or a decoction from marigold. That should bring down the fever and help with the healing. You can take this potion. It'll help him.
Oi, Devla. Thank you. I will give it to him right now. But there is one more. I need amulet from Dad. It is Chohahuno. Magical. If Dad, give it to me.
Do you think he'll go for it? If you let your...
He'd do it for me. But Dad must hand it over will best if he bring it.
Well, I can try, but... I found this scarf in the...
Aye, that's my favorite.
How's Bohush do?
It keeps changing. He's delirious for a...
How is life here?
I cannot complain, except about Bohush's health. But then I remembered that...
What about your family?
I love them and I hate them. They talk of freedom, but...
Can you tell me about the nomads?
About how they made a pact with the devil? About...
No, I didn't...
I know, you fool! If
you call this for...
Going anywhere you want, that I can talk to God when I want to. I do not need the Pope's blessing for that. You only need to...
Leave me be.
That offer of a...
Sure.
What's gonna happen?
You mean Radovan's hands? The other fella was tied up, so Gnarly'll have a word with him.
Sir, Venser surrendered because I...
Well, it's nice that you promised him, but I'll...
All right. A ride would be great.
Wait until your mum...
I didn't do nothing wrong, I swear. It's all Venser's fault. It was him who said we'll sell the car to Gills.
It weren't like that at all. We shook on it. But on the way, you had the idea we'd keep it.
What? That ain't true.
Leave it out, you two. One way or another, you wanted to fuck me over. Doesn't matter whose idea it was.
So, you wanted to steal the cart for yourselves, but you still got caught?
I didn't want to steal anything. That was Venser.
It was your idea. What the fuck are you talking about blaming Venser?
You really are prize idiots. If you hadn't gone round the rocks, you could easily have got away. But I've got a big heart, so I sent the lads to give you a hand.
I told Francie it wasn't a good idea to nick it.
Bollocks. As soon as you saw the lads, you gave the horses the whip. You were holding the reins, Venser.
You see?
While you were shouting rude insults. So you're both in it up to your necks, as far as I'm concerned.
Where are you taking us?
To Sameen, where his lordship will hear you out and decide what to do with you.
I hope you realise you can't just execute me.
Ah, it depends. By rights, I should send a plea to some court to decide if we can behead you. But in these shitty times, nobody will give a toss. Parchment's dear, and ink ain't free either. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd happily risk it and lop your head off without permission.
I see how the law is respected here.
Ha! Are you yanking my pizzle? You're a fine one to talk about law.
And what will happen to us?
If Lord Seming's in a good mood, he'll try to find out whose idea it was.
It definitely wasn't mine.
You're such a rat, Francie.
On the other hand, when I hear you lot going on and on, I reckon he might not give a damn.
I'm innocent. I swear on my ma's soul.
Is that supposed to soften my heart? Pah! Every man she could, I dragged to the gallows, swore on his mother. Nobody with any decency would risk his mother's immortal soul, even if he was as pure as the driven snow. But this bastard doesn't think twice about his soul. You should be ashamed of yourself.
The captain's right. Only the lowest of the low swears on his mother.
That's right. You always were a piece of shit, Francie. No scruples.
Well, ain't it grand to have you here to explain everything? Now shut your gobs, the three of you. Don't want you poisoning the air with the shit you spout. Right, we're in Troskowitz. This is where you get off, Henry.
Thanks a lot, Captain.
Don't forget to go and tell Radovan what happened, so he can stop worrying.
Will do.
And drop by Sameen sometime. You may be wet behind the ears still, but you're a laugh to have around.
Thanks. You're not bad yourself, for an old fart.
You're not too old to get spanked, lad.
God bless. Good doggy. Good boy.
Good day.
So, job done. The cart was found and driven to Lord Seming's courtyard.
Whew. That's a relief. And what happened to that pair of idiots?
It turned out they tried to rob you.
Oh, they did they?
Aye. They plotted with some robber baron called Gules and brought the cart to him.
The bastards. I should have realised they were a bit too keen on work. And how did you get the cart back?
Well, I went to Semine, and they were wondering there too where the wagon got to. So we rode out to look for it. Me, Lord Semine, and his captain, Gnarly.
Well, God's nails. And the three of you tracked them down? The whole band?
That's right. They were hiding in Apollonia, along with the carts and the goods.
Indeed. Where else? The bastards. And what about my hands?
I'm not sure. Lord Semine took them and Gules to his courtyard. We'll see how he deals with them.
I'd know what to do with them.
Don't worry. I don't think Lord Semine will let them off lightly.
Anyway, the main thing is the cart turned up. I'd be in a right mess if it didn't.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble. I've got just the thing for you. Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. Who knows what happened to him? So now it's yours. It's been through a bit, but it'll still serve for a while.
Thanks. It'll come in handy. And have you got another job for me?
Young Lord Semine's wedding is coming up, and it's got my head spinning. Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter, when you were in Truscovitz. What do you think of her?
Well, young Semine is marrying her, isn't he? Why would I have my eye on her?
Don't pretend. A statue of a saint would have his eye on her. Looks ain't everything, though. She's got such a sharp tongue on her. And how about you, lad? Have you got some lass waiting in Sasau?
Yeah. And I hope she'll wait. Her name's...
A girl from the mill? You want to watch? A wedding's a serious business. You know, so you have to show them you're a man who's work. Old Semine wants a special sword forged.
Excellent.
Hold your horses.
A blade of fur...
That's right. That...
Ah, I see. We don't have any welded steel for that kind of sword, do we?
God's nails. You really know your stuff, youngster. And you're right. We don't have the steel for a strong...
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in...
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, the word is. He was fighting heathens, and folks say they saw this interest from the description. It seems our peculiar hermit...
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better...
See now? You...
Naturally.
They say that people from far and wide... I even heard he made a...
With the devil?
No idea.
What's strange going...
I heard something in the tavern.
Where can I find...
Do I look like... I know he has a hut somewhere in Apollonia.
Right. But in return, you'll get...
If it means so much, come and see Betty from the Truscovitz Tavern. She'll definitely... But Henry, the best sword in the world... What can I do for you?
I'd like to ask...
What more do you need? God's na...
Would you repair...
Fucking steel. How can I...
I'll have a look.
Thank you, and a good day to you, friend. What?
I'll have a look. Let's talk about...
Sure.
What would you say?
That sounds really interesting. Aye. I hope you'll be satisfied, my friend.
God bless you, sir. So much dust.
Sacre. I've got a hankering for her just talking about her. I reckon I'll have to...
Greetings.
Can I spend it? I'll pay you well.
But all I have is an old...
That's enough for me. And I'll pay you. All right? I hope that'll be...
Thanks.
I need some advice.
You want some advice? I catch you fighting here, down to business.
I promised Radovan the blacksmith I'd go and see Ambrose the hermit.
My God, lad. It's Ambrose the hermit.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
So why would an evil spirit suddenly...
And has anyone sent to the...
Not at all. 4 strangers came here yesterday.
What stranger?
They looked like monks. Oh, I'm telling you.
I'd like to get hold of that.
You'd hazard your soul. I'd think long and hard.
There's something... What do you know about...
Stanislav, the herdsboy. And the very next night, there's this conciliatory stone cross. There's some devil.
And it was the herdsboy who saw it by the cross?
The apothecary's wife, Gerda.
Where can I find...
Stanislav has a sheep pen.
How do I get to the
You're asking for trouble. You go through Apollonia, and from there, you take the path uphill to...
Who's this herb?
No one knows. He settled in the rocks a few years...
And what is he...
Well, he was at death's door, and he's like a different man since that. Mark my words. And the devil sometime.
Where did these
Hard to say.
Monks on horseback?
Well, Bashka the butcher says they came from the bishop.
What's the latest?
Nothing more, and I hope it...
Where should I lie?
You can sleep in the barn behind the cart, right next...
I heard
Praise
you're
be
looking for
Jesus
the
Christ.
hermit, eh?
Good day.
Good evening. What do you...
What happened to the...
He's been acting...
I hear Ambrose...
Aye, true.
What do you know about...
Christ. Take care, sir.
God be with you.
I hear another apparition.
Well, the cross was askew.
I heard that Stanislav saw an apparition.
Aye. Farewell, my friend. Ripped to pieces he was.
Greetings.
What happened to Ambrose?
He's at death's door with some ailment. And
I hear Ambrose...
a few folks saw it at his place some...
I was told...
God in heaven save...
I hear the apparition...
The cross was askew.
Christ, what's the hold up?
Innkeeper, what's taking so long?
Have you seen Bailiff Thrush?
Good evening. What do you need?
How's your...
No great shakes. I thank God for every...
What's the situation with hunting?
I don't know why you're asking, but if you're interested in gossip, then I. But it's all them fucking nomads' fault. It started with stealing hens, then...
Why don't you drive it?
Because they set up camp on the estate of old Lord Samine.
And the bailiff?
Bailiff Thrush has already argued with them about it a few times, and meanwhile there's more...
What's the local...
How would I know? I've only seen him a couple... Why are you interested?
I'm a stranger here.
Don't get too...
We were recently attacked by robbers, here by the pond.
Aye, I heard about that, but I don't believe them bastards murdered a young nobleman there with his entire company.
No, that's not...
I'd advise you to leave it be.
I want to ask about...
And what are you in?
I'm looking for Lord Capon of Perkstein, my master.
Oh my God, what are you on about now?
What the... All right, I meant...
I don't know. Last I saw, he was trudging along the road to the Geleov Tavern. And thank God he's gone. Well, see you later.
I'm as hungry as a wolf.
Welcome, sir.
I hear that some...
Well, with you, my friend. I was wondering if you'd lend me your...
Good day to you.
Need to plough too, you know. What if you lent me the bullock on a lawn?
You're in need of money, friend.
Aye, true enough. I need to pay the tithe and give something to the church for my father's requiem mass.
Isn't it a bit early for that? It's ages till St. Wenceslas's day, and they don't collect tithes.
You're right. I promised myself I wouldn't leave it this year. So, have you got any idea?
Got it. What was this here?
God bless you, sir.
Can't say I blame him. After all, he is marrying off his only daughter.
Now, I get that, but I just can't listen.
Wow, it's better than listening to news about
Go to hell.
You silly doggy.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I'd like to ask you about something.
No, I don't want to...
Easy now, Gerda. There's nothing to be afraid of. We'll get to the bottom of this mystery together.
Really? You're not going to laugh at me?
I believe you really did see something.
So,
Relax, Gerda.
it was... It grows by the cross there. I didn't get home till after dark.
So you went back to the cross?
God have mercy. He hopped up right. I started to scream. There was something glinting.
That's all?
At one point I turned around. Proper flying along it was, like the devil.
What's this place?
It's a conciliatory cross. They say some years ago, a young fellow...
And the day after you saw...
Aye, all askew.
Don't worry, Gerda.
What do you think happened?
I don't know yet, but you needn't fear.
Thank you. But please...
Gepriesen What do you need? Wiedersehen, mein Freund.
Did Bailiff Thrush tell you?
Who's that creeping around? What are you barging in here for?
No, but other than that, he's been babbling about the wedding non-stop.
Gerda really did see something. That cross hides us.